when we think back through this year and think about, so many things are different. And certainly when it comes to the education of our children, things are very different. The setting is different. We still may not have had graduations, but we certainly had, students who fulfilled their educational responsibilities and got diplomas. And, we're definitely, communicating on an online, format, something that, most of us never really had to do before. Probably had to be pushed into it to get comfortable with it. But it's amazing the transition that we've all made. I celebrated my first Christmas over FaceTime this year, was not with any family. Since I'd already lost my sense of taste and smell, it was pretty obvious at that point, or as of that night, what I had. So I had a FaceTime Christmas this year. So videos definitely come to the forefront as a way of meeting. Guys, we had 2 phone book deliveries this year. Our team pulled together when it was early in the COVID crisis, and not everybody was really comfortable yet, doing those phone book deliveries. So our teams pulled together, did a second phone book delivery, and all of those proceeds we got to use for COVID projects in our community. So it was something different. It was something new. We started participating in the Meals of Grace, not something that Rotary had officially, our Rotary had officially.
Brown, you have guest service, Bob Brown.
So, other things that stayed the same. Kim Cecil did an awesome job getting our yearbooks, done this year, created a way to keep us all informed and connected. We still had those second Saturday litter sweeps, which we could do outside and not really be interfered with the, with COVID. And, some other firsts. We did Christmas wreaths this year. And that was a project we had never really done before. And then, at the same time, we're able to continue our blood drives every other month. We celebrated birthdays, engagements, both, Sam Everhart and Mark Green both, got engaged this year. Mark's already gotten married, and I think Sam's nuptials may be pending in the spring. We definitely had some births this year. Hannah welcomed a child, Cameron, Jared, and Tommy and Crystal, a grandchild. We've suffered some losses this year. We lost a 54-year veteran of Rotary in Stuart Kennedy earlier in the fall. And we've all had some loss with family, friends, people that we know. So certainly, we haven't been without our tragedies as well. But we were still able to have a golf tournament. There were some things we couldn't do. There was no chili. There was no everybody's day. There was no Thanksgiving luncheon, no cornhole tournament, no shadow day, no foundation banquet, but we did get to play golf, and it was a great fundraiser for our club. We got updates on the Global Grants Water Project and new information about Operation Footprint, both amazing projects that are supported by Rotary. The leaves fell, the weather got cooler. We found new ways to celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas. For Rotary, we elected new officers so that our year goes on next year. We still found humor in the day-to-day. I've actually got some pretty hilarious stories. I had an explosion at my house over Christmas. Took a little while to figure out that the force of a sump pump in a basement can definitely blow loose a pipe from your septic tank. And the sup pump does continue to pump until everything is gone out of it. So there is video with that. I may get to share that one day. And unfortunately, it did happen around Christmas. So I haven't been able to share that with very many people. Nobody wants to get close enough to me to actually watch that video. So we've still razzed each other about our favorite sports teams, and we've still picked on each other. We've still laughed. We've still cried. This year we got insights in the WNBA and what their bubble or their wubble, was like. And we also know that all the efforts to eradicate polio have continued, despite this pandemic that we have going on in our world. We welcome new members this year. We had, Peyton and Cameron and Tony and Ricky, and then we had to say goodbye to a couple members, Dee and Megan. We continued our bell ringing tradition. I think we had more volunteers from Rotary this year than we've ever had. Covered 2 doors for an extended period of time at Walmart. So it was fun times when we shared pictures of, those bell ringing experiences, and we shared pictures of our wreaths and shared pictures of our ugly Christmas sweaters. And some really were ugly. And again, just to repeat, we laughed, we cried, we sang together, we listened to new ideas, and we discussed old ideas. While stuff changed, there is so much that stayed the same. And it's those smiles that warm the heart, the kindness that warms the soul, and that fellowship and friendship that unites us together in Rotary. So thank you guys for an incredible 6 months of Rotary year so far. Very much looking forward to the next 6 months and all the differences and challenges and, things that'll bring along with it. And certainly I think we know from looking back, while much has changed, much will still stay the same. So thank you guys. All right. And it was pretty amazing when I kind of tried to look back to see everything we've done so far this year, just considering it's only 6 months in the year. And it's a lot. This is an active club. And I think we have a tendency sometimes to maybe even get a little bored when we don't have something big going on each week. But you guys, you can tell from my list, there's a lot that goes on in this club. So do we have any other announcements that need to come before Rotary?
Hey, Hope, I'll add 2 things. Number one, so first of all, awesome job pulling together everything so far this year. It's easy to just, especially when we don't see each other face to face on a weekly basis, to forget all the things that you definitely accomplished in this time. So hats off to you, and just appreciate you making it that much more difficult on me next year to start things off. So yeah. On another note, if Kim Cecil ever sends you the program for review, do not respond if you see a correction, because then you'll get stuck with the program or the prayer next week. And then finally, litter sweep is next Saturday. So starting off 2021, we've got our first competition swim meet starting at 7 a.m. in Kernersville. Who wants to swim at 7 o'clock in the morning? I don't understand, but we're going to be there, so I will not be at the litter sweep next week. But Boy Scouts have been, or Scouts, Boys and Girl Scouts have been coming out. The Y has been showing up, and beautification. So I've told you time and time again, our boys have a blast doing it. Hopefully the weather will be nice, but if you're able to come, I mean, throw on gloves, sweatpants, roll out of bed, whatever, and just bring your gloves. They've got trash bags for you, and just pick up a couple of pieces. And if you can't do that, the thing that I would say is encouraging is, even talk to your kids or grandkids just briefly about things that you see of opportunities for them to serve, because that's really made a difference. And what started off as kind of their first service project a year or so ago now has led them to want to do stuff like in their neighborhood at home, of setting up a litter sweep around the pool and things like that. So it makes a difference, the work that we do as Rotarians in our daily lives with people that we don't even realize. So, and that's not coming from me, that's coming from you all setting the example as friends and parents and grandparents and spouses. So just the continued encouragement for that as well. But to sum it up, definitely Hope, thanks for all of the reminders as we start this year. It's been really, really great, the past 6 months of things you've accomplished for sure.
Thank you, David. And we can always, install a little early if yeah. Thank you. Appreciate the words. And and David's so right when it comes to that tradition, of the boys, and doing the litter sweep. You never know what it is that you're gonna, that's gonna click with you, that's gonna click with your kids or grandkids, and really connect you to your community or to Rotary. Don't hesitate to look for those opportunities, because like David said, it's been something that's that has invited additional opportunities to he and his boys.
And I'll interrupt one more time, Hope. I think Don had a really great point. As we look for programs, we were really big about having speakers and stuff from various organizations. But I think a lot of times, being the selfless people that are in Rotary and particularly in our club, we don't think about the things that you all have to offer or updates that would be beneficial for the club. And Hope, I know you and I have talked plenty of times about things like the Secure Act and leaving legacies for the club that people, obviously being cautious in how it's presented. But I think there's a lot of opportunities from that perspective from other, professionals, whether it be attorneys and, Mark McGuire or other people as well, where we've got opportunities to educate the club on really doing great things for the organization and for Rotary International as well. So Don, that was a great point in there that people, I think the humility goes a long way with the club as well. But there's definitely people that I don't even know what some of them do, and I'm sure especially newer folks may not as well. Yep.
Thank you, David. And again, so definitely you guys, whether you're on the program calendar or not, please think, what type of program you could present at Rotary. Even if it's just sharing a little humor with us, a little wisdom with us. It doesn't even have to be completely educational, but maybe we can use this, this rest of this winter and spring to maybe do some I don't know, some inward programs within our Rotary Club. Okay. Are there any? Go ahead.
Thing I'm going to add, several years ago, we did a Friends of Rotary thing. And when David was talking about what he just said about you never know who's going to impress or who's going to do, some of the people that's around you every day that maybe you're not comfortable asking them to come to Rotary or whatever, they're always welcome to Zoom. But these Friends of Rotary get a bulletin every week, so they see what we're doing, they know what we're doing, and we never know what may spark an interest. And especially during this year that people's been sort of locked up in their house and hadn't had the regular avenue to serve. If you know of anybody that would like to have or you think may be interested in a bulletin every week, just let me know their email address and I'll add them to the Friends of Rotary. There's no obligation on their part whatsoever. but it does let them know what's going on in the community, and hopefully, if they want to help with the project or even possibly join, that's just something they're already familiar with before they just come to a meeting.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kim. Are there any other announcements?
I think it's impressive. We have 39 people on today when we've been out for 2 weeks. So I thank everybody for being here. That's a good deal.
It is.